W.E.B. Du Bois and William Monroe Trotter organized the Niagara movement in 1905. The group that comprised the movement consisted of 29 business owners, teachers, and clergy. The movement earned its name when its first gathering was in Niagara Falls, which is where it got its name. The group was considered radical because of its unprecedented demand for equal rights. The main issues they addressed pertained to crime, economics, religion, health, and education. All of this came as a response to Booker T. Washington's philosophy of accommodationism, which meant that the nation should agree with the general consensus of the public, rather than what may be morally correct.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna build me a heaven, a small.
In 1908, a major race riot broke out in Springfield, Illinois.
Have you ever loved a woman?
Focus was shifted to the movement's efforts to stop the nationwide lynching problem. Buttons and posters were made to illustrate the importance of the topic to the public. Thousands of blacks were lynched every year, and participants of the Niagara movement aimed to end this. Though the movement certainly drew attention to the equal rights movement, no real action was taken by the United States legislature. Members of the Niagara movement, along with many other black and white activists, joined together for a much more powerful movement to fight for equal rights. As a result, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP, founded officially in 1909, the NAACP worked to further promote the equality of all people, including the equal rights of Jewish people. The organization published a magazine called Crisis, which was edited by W.E.B. Du Bois. Everything the organization engaged in was in a grand effort to promote equality in housing, education, voting, and transportation. The NAACP brought to light issues with the Supreme Court in 1915, which ultimately led to judgments from the court on voting and housing rights. In the 1920s, the NAACP grew to a massive 90,000 members, which allowed them to easily draw attention to the moral and social wrongs of the Jim Crow laws. Through the 1930s, they focused on attempts to pass a federal anti-lynching law. Attempts to intimidate blacks spread through the country because of the Ku Klux Klan, though the NAACP showed resilience and refused to be intimidated by the hate group. President Harry Truman was pressured into signing a ban on discrimination in 1948. Racial tensions were growing, and the NAACP continually attempted to mitigate the issues that are bringing peace through equality. Through the 1950s, the NAACP fought the separate but equal school system. Schools were separated by race, though nearly 3 times the money was spent funding white schools over black schools. This group is still active today through their efforts to ensure the government's protection of civil rights and promote total equality for all people.
Yes,